game on.
Football or church? We asked Cowboys fans about their plans for tomorrow's game. Kickoff's at 11. Which diehard fans will put God first?
And in Storm Track weather, Carla.
Warmer temps in store to finish off your weekend and start off the work week. Then another little cool down and slight chances for rain. We'll talk about all the details coming up in your Storm Track weather forecast.
It's Saturday night. It's 10 o'clock.
10 straight minutes of news. Start now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7 at 10 Weekend.
A police officer shot and killed a man last night. Reports say it all began during a routine traffic stop. But once words were exchanged, the interaction between the two turned deadly. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ashley Rodriguez.
And I'm Luke Liddon. We'll get to the police-involved shooting in just a moment, but first we're bringing you breaking news out of Houston tonight, where a standoff in a hospital is unfolding.
Authorities say an armed man is inside Tomball Regional Medical Center right now. ABC affiliate KRTK is reporting the suspect is the father of a patient at the hospital and is distraught. He has barricaded himself inside the critical care unit with his son.
The Harris County Sheriff's Office is on the scene and believe the man is armed. So far, he has not made any demands and is not holding any employees. The hospital has been evacuated, but it is not on lockdown. Negotiations with the suspect are underway.
Now, back to the death of a man shot and killed by a police officer last night. The shooting happened shortly before 10 on the 4400 block of Tetons in northeast El Paso.
Police talked to ABC 7 about the shooting. ABC 7's Jerry Nahara is live to tell us more about what happened. Jerry?
Luke, Ashley, police say this started out as a simple routine stop that took a tragic turn. But with this being one of several incidents, are people going to start asking if... I'm sorry, can we go ahead and roll the package?
9:49 this evening, officers assigned to the Northeast Regional Command were conducting a traffic stop.
Police say 2 officers in 1 patrol car stopped a driver because of an expired registration sticker. While 1 officer was interviewing the driver, they say the passenger got out of the car with a gun. The second police officer asked the passenger to drop the weapon. Police say he did not drop the weapon and began yelling at the officer.
One of the officers discharged their weapon, striking the suspect 1 time.
The passenger died at the scene. This isn't the first time El Paso police come across hostility like this. In October, Officer Mike Garcia was shot roadside by a man allegedly involved in a murder-suicide. He survived. A short time later, Constable Robert White died after a fight while working security for a haunted house. In Seattle, 2 officers were ambushed on New Year's Eve. In December, 2 officers were killed in New York. So we asked the question, do some feel there's a trend in people defying police?
Not really. I don't think that.
But some do.
Yes, I'm starting to see that a lot more.
I've seen an influx in the defiance of police, especially with what happened in the Northeast.
Many refer to the Eric Gardner incident in New York and the Michael Brown incident in Missouri.
People are losing hope in police.
Others have their own ideas.
I think a lot of the younger kids nowadays think they can do whatever they want without being told what they need to do.
But many agree defiance of police is not the answer for better relations between cops and citizens.
In order for our society to function, we need to have certain rules, regulations, and somebody that takes care of those rules or regulations.
I hope that things get better for us as a society and we can appreciate the police and the police appreciate the citizens.
Now, police have not said what the passenger yelled at the officer in the Northeast incident. The driver was arrested, but we do not know yet for what. The identities of both men have not yet been released. We are in contact with police. If we get any information, we will pass that on as soon as we get it. Luke, Ashley.
Interesting opinions, Jerry. Great story. Thank you for that. And new details have surfaced in the shooting of an Albuquerque police officer. It happened yesterday. Turns out he was shot by another officer. Albuquerque police say both were undercover while conducting a drug sting in plain clothes. The officer is in critical condition.
And a storm track weather now. We're going to take a look outdoors from our exclusive ABC 7 Mountain Cam. It's another chilly January night and temperatures are rapidly dropping. Meteorologist Carla Welg is in the weather lab and she has a look at just how low they'll go. Carla?
Hi, good evening, Luke. Good evening to you at home. Well, we finished off the day 7 degrees below average with a high of only 50 this afternoon, and we're already down to that 40-degree mark here in El Paso, 37 in Las Cruces, and 33 degrees in Deming. Now, notice as we head to tomorrow, warmer temperatures. By lunchtime, we'll already surpass the high for today with a temperature of 52, and we're expecting a high right around 60 degrees. We're also tracking our next system. You see, we're between systems, one that pushed off to our east and another moving in from the west. So we will be warmer tomorrow, but we're tracking those chances for rain for Monday, and we're also tracking another cool down. So we'll talk about just how cool it will get coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Carla, we'll see you in just a bit. There may be longer wait times at Fort Bliss's Veterans Affairs Clinic. After the shooting on Tuesday, the Post is upping security. The Alabama gate is strictly for those with Department of Defense IDs and VA employees. Random vehicle searches will also be held at every Fort Bliss gate.
Tonight, police in France are seeking a 26-year-old woman in connection with the brutal shooting at a French newspaper Wednesday. 26-year-old Hayat Boumediene may know something about the terror cell who possibly organized the attack, but she may have already left the country, traveling from Turkey into Syria. If you've driven on Mesa this week, you may have noticed something. There are some buses that have been spotted with the Go Cowboys message on their digital screens. We reached out to Sun Metro to ask about the endorsement. They didn't get back to us, but this is just a snippet of the cowboy fever that's taken over Texas and America, I guess, if you believe the Cowboys are the nation's team like Luke here, right?
Chiefs for me, even though they're not in the playoffs.
Either way, the big game is tomorrow. The Dallas Cowboys will take on the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs. Whichever team wins will be one step closer to the Super Bowl. But here's the hitch. The game falls on a Sunday, and that means fans and churchgoers are in a pickle. Church or the game? ABC7's Josie Ortegon looked into it.
The NFC Divisional Playoff will start at about 11 tomorrow when many church services kick off in town. That means that churchgoers will need to rearrange their schedules in order to watch the big game, or vice versa. Now, a lot is on the line here, and diehard fans like myself are not going to miss it.
Once I fulfill God's plans, then it's, game on.
It's a tough choice, but it seems fans are finding a way to squeeze in both.
Church today at 6 o'clock.
I'll be going to church first thing in the morning.
Church leaders say once playoffs come around, the shuffling is normal, but they're urging everyone to choose wisely.
We have masses all day long.
Pastor Charles Neiman of Abundant Living Faith Center even took to social media to share his message with the hashtag Don't Miss Church on Sunday.
I know that we all want to see the game on Sunday, but I want you, please.
With a big game like this, all diehard fans know you gotta sport your team's gear, your scarves, your jerseys, your lanyards, anything with your team's logo on it. It's sort of considered a good luck charm. Fans I spoke with say praying is just as important.
I've been in prayer, for the whole week.
And he's not alone. Bishop Mark Seitz, born and raised in Wisconsin, is seen here sporting a Green Bay Packers beanie. So he's hoping for a Packers win. He reminds fans it's okay to pray for a victory, but keep in mind,
ultimately, you know that there are going to be people on the other side praying too.
But have no fear, Cowboys fans. Another leader in the Catholic Church, Father Alan Alaka of St. Patrick Cathedral, is rooting for the boys. Faith or no faith, it'll be a good game. But as some of you say your prayers for tomorrow's big matchup, Bishop Seitz wants you to add this.
Pray that it's a well-played game and that no one is seriously injured.
Josie Ortegon, ABC7.
Okay, I know I'll be at church, and you and Carla will be rooting for the Packers, right?
I'll be on my couch watching.
Carla will be at church.
I'll be rooting for...
Well, the game is scheduled to kick off at 11:30 tomorrow. Choose wisely.
That's right. A suspected Barrio Azteca member was found guilty of capital murder yesterday. That's according to the El Paso Times. Cornejo and 3 others were accused of killing 2 men back in 2012. The Times reports Cornejo's conviction comes with a life sentence without parole.
You could soon be seeing Mexican 18-wheelers driving cross-country. The U.S. Department of Transportation found Mexican companies met safety standards. This means Mexican trucking companies can apply for permits and make long-haul cross-country runs. Before, they could only go a couple of miles inside U.S. territory.
Ashley, everyone has their fair share of traditions.
True. Rick Cabrera touches on a couple of ours, and ABC 7 listens.
A big part of the holidays, which have unfortunately come and gone, is based on tradition. We all have them, and at ABC 7 we have some too. Each year we run General Manager Kevin Lovell's story on Aunt Edna's fruitcake. It's now 24 years old.
I'm not alone. Millions of Americans hate getting fruitcake for Christmas.
From Ed. I happen to like fruitcake, as well as several thousands of people. Why are you so childish to make fun of it? Why not make fun of yourselves wearing stupid ties and ill-fitting dresses? Come on, Ed, we're just having some fun. Plus, I like fruitcake, and I think the story is imaginative, well done, and let's not forget what happens at the end. Another tradition around the holidays is Chief Meteorologist Dr. Dave Spillman bringing us live coverage of the living Christmas tree at First Baptist Church. Pastor Jim Cleveland sent us a thank you letter after they set an attendance record this year. This was the 50th anniversary of our living Christmas tree presentations, so it was even more important that the community know about our celebration. Dave Spillman and your team are always so gracious to help us in this way each year. Thanks again for providing this kind of support to the community. By the way, those aren't the only traditions around here. We always proudly broadcast the Christmas tree lighting, Holiday Lights Parade, and the Operation Noel Telethon. Rick Cabrera, ABC 7 listens.
A day out playing in the snow turned fatal for one 7-year-old boy. After break, we'll bring you the story of Carlos Martinez and a word of advice from his parents.
Warmer temps expected for Sunday and Monday, but we're tracking our next system. We have changes ahead. We'll talk about it after the break.
You're watching ABC 7, where news comes first. Seven-year-old Carlos Martinez lost his life in a tragic sledding accident this past week.
ABC 7's Iris Lopez spoke with family and friends as they remembered a little boy who left a big impression on many lives.
I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Those are words from Carlos's favorite book, a book his mom read to him every night. Carlos was laid to rest today, but although his life ended, the memory of a little boy with a heart full of love will never die in the minds of his family and friends.
This book, I would read it to him all.
Carlos Martinez was a boy who had many interests, and reading was one of those interests. His mother, Lizette Chavez Castillo, shared with us a book that she had promised her son she would read to him every night. Today, his small red casket, decorated with football ribbons, was surrounded by family and friends of Carlos. He lost his life following a tragic weekend sledding accident in Cloudcroft. Carlos was remembered as a boy who would make others want to be a better person.
You know, he was so smart and he was so quick and witty, and you know, I wanted to be like him because he was fast.
Another interest of Carlos's was football. He played for the Outlaws youth football team, and his speed on the field helped him earn the nickname Mighty Mouse.
This kid, he's fast and he's small and he's strong. So ever since then, we just came with the nickname Mighty Mouse.
Carlos's father told me stories of how his son would cling on his back and tell him how much he loved him.
When a child tells you, "I love you," please respond back to him, because if from the bottom of his heart, these children are so innocent that that's exactly what they mean.
Although today was a day to grieve a loss, Carlos's mom held her head up high, wearing her son's favorite red heels, and said that her loss is no reason for others to feel sorry for her. Instead, she wants parents to remember one important thing.
As a mother, I can just ask for you guys to love your kids. That's all I could say, and love them. I know we're tired and we have busy days and we just don't have time, or feel that we don't have time. But God will give you the strength. God's given me the strength. And
Carlos's mother always wants to warn parents of the dangers for young children in snow. The Outlaws Youth Football has set up a GoFundMe account to help the family with funeral expenses. If you'd like to help, we've provided a link over at our website, KVIA.com. And parents, tonight, remember to hug your children a little tighter. Iris Lopez, ABC 7.
All right, well, shifting gears now, here's a live look from our ABC 7 mountain cam. Beautiful night out there, and it's going to get warmer as we head into tomorrow. Not only are we tracking warmer temperatures, but we are also tracking our next system. So let's go and take a look at radar out there. Off goes one system and in comes another. This is going to start to bring very slight chances for rain into the area tonight, but just for western portions of the region, northern portions for tomorrow. And then finally, as we get into Monday, we'll really start to see those changes with the system and chances for rain for the lowlands. So here we are. 10 o'clock tonight, cycling through the rest of the evening into tomorrow morning. Here we are at 8 o'clock. Not a whole lot going on around the region, but you see there to the north, a little bit of precipitation with that system. Still quiet at lunchtime. Once we get into the afternoon and evening hours, we see a little of this move into the Gila, close to TRC. Notice that does stay pretty much to northern portions of the region. Wants to extend into the Sacramento Mountains, maybe about a 10% chance for rain up there. But in come the changes. Here we are Monday, 7 o'clock, chances for rain, maybe a little rain-snow mix up high in elevation. Then by the time we get to lunchtime and into the afternoon hours, we do see this drop south, certainly far enough south to hit El Paso, Las Cruces, certainly most of Otero. And notice this extending all the way from TRC all the way down into Columbus. So how much rainfall could we see? As we cycle throughout the day tomorrow, not a whole lot. Notice we're still in zeros even through tomorrow evening. But again, the changes come as we cycle throughout the day on Monday. Here we are through 10 o'clock, maybe 1/100 of an inch in El Paso, 5 in Las Cruces, but of course a lot more for northwestern portions of the region. And we'll actually hold on to slight chances for rain as we head to Tuesday and into early Wednesday. And of course, for the latest forecast, download our free app from KVIA.com for your iPad, iPhone, or even your Android. Currently 41 degrees outside the KVIA studios. On our ABC 7 WeatherNet site, Tech H2O Center at 40 degrees, and Nolan Richardson coming in at 38. And the good news is that winds are calm out there. El Paso, your forecast for tonight, right at the freezing mark. Calm wind out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and for tomorrow out of the west-southwest at 5 to 10. But take a look at that high, 60 degrees for tomorrow with partly cloudy skies. Las Cruces 30 for you tonight, and for tomorrow 58 for the high with partly cloudy skies. And here is your 7-day forecast. Warm for the next couple of days, but here is the next system. Breezy conditions on Monday, gusts to about 25 miles per hour. Slight chances for rain lingering all the way to your Wednesday morning. Here comes cooler temperatures, not quite as cold as we had seen in the last couple of weeks. Then we warm up by Friday, 58 degrees for the high, and slight chances for rain return to the forecast late in the week. We'll be right back with sports.
What's up, Borderlands sports fans? Louis Del Rio in the house. Big NFL weekend started today. Divisional round got underway. We'll get to the games in just a second. But first, UTEP back in action tonight. The Miners trying to bounce back from an offensive debacle Thursday night against Southern Miss tonight. And yeah, they look pretty good. Danny Mata, the other half, the ABC Sports team, was at the game. Danny, how well did it go for the Miners?
All right, Louis. Well, big night for UTEP. Emotional night, to say the least. We take you to the Don. Hey! Here comes Doc Sadler, former Miners coach, making nice with Tim Floyd and company before the game. And that's as nice as things would get. UTEP could not throw a pea in the ocean to start the game. Right around the midway point in the first quarter, they got going, particularly from deep. First, it's Omega Harris. That's a three. Then Julian Washburn. You sensing a theme here? I am. Then it's Irvin Morris. Penetrating, kicks out to C.J. Cooper. The Miners hit 10 threes, 50% from downtown. Then, of course, it's Vince Hunter. Ball volleyballed around after the miss. He picks it up, starts the fast break, gets the ball back, and finishes at the bucket. 14 points for Hunter, but no double-double. Just one patty on the burger tonight. UTEP wins big. Doc Sadler after the game.
I've said this so many times. I guess it's fortunate, unfortunate, whatever you want to say. I've gotten a chance to live in so many places, and I don't know that I've ever lived anywhere where a city has been as good to my family as this place.
Of course, he's very well liked in these parts, but a rough day for Doc. His boys have now lost 6 straight. But meanwhile, the Miners are 3-1 in conference play. Just 12 points in the second half on Thursday night. Well, they corrected that. 34 points in the second half tonight. They shot 57% from the game. And C.J. Cooper had a big game. He had 22 points. Here's Cooper.
I mostly think it was just me staying out to practice these last few days and just getting shots up and stuff like that, and get my mind right. You know, I had to get my mind right in these last few games. I've been playing good, and so I think me staying out to practice and getting everything right was good for me.
UTEP is off until next Saturday. Then they head over to San Antonio to face UTSA. Louis, back to you in the studio.
Any big win for the Miners. The women also got a big win on the road at Southern Miss. They won 71 to 59. Kamisha Turner had a double-double, 20 points and 10 rebounds to lead the way. Now, on to the NFL playoffs. Divisional round underway. The late game first. Panthers in Seattle against the Seahawks at CenturyLink Field. Cam Newton watching the defending Super Bowl champs take the field in Seattle, showing why they're so good. Russell Wilson up top to Jermaine Kearse. Just stop. What a throw. What a catch. The Hawks are up 7 at that point. And then late in the game, Wilson to Luke Wilson, not the actor, the tight end. The Panthers did not see that coming. The Hawks are up right there, then the Panthers driving late. And Cam Newton. Now, Newton's first law of motion, every object in a state of uniform motion tends to remain in that state unless an external force is applied to it. That external force would be Cam Chancellor with the K, 90 yards to the crib. The Seahawks are headed back to the NFC Championship, beating Carolina 31-17. Now, AFC showdown, Ravens and Patriots, always a good game. The Pats have lost only 3 postseason games since Tom Brady took over, 2 against Baltimore. Can Baltimore do it again? Well, they look like they could. Joe Flacco to Steve Smith Sr. telling the Pats to ice up, son. Ravens up 14-0, then Pats down 28-21. Brady to Julian Edelman, the former college quarterback, to Danny Amendola. Game tied at 28. Now down 3, 5 minutes to go. Brady wants in on the action again, finds Brandon LaFell for the TD. That throw would break Joe Montana's record for most postseason touchdown passes with 46. That would also send New England to another AFC Championship game as they win 35-31. That's what they do. Video cameras and AFC title games. Here's the luckiest man on the face of the earth after the win.
Playing these guys from ahead was the best way to play them, and behind twice by 14 wasn't necessarily in the plan. So it took a lot of good execution to overcome it. A lot of guys fought through, a lot of mental toughness, and I'm glad we pulled it out.
Yeah, he doesn't have a bad life. All right, so tomorrow, the game everyone's looking forward to. The Cowboys, along with Chris Christie in his orange sweater at Lambeau against the Packers. Kickoff at 11:05. And then the late game, Colts and Broncos. And look what we have there. Andrew Luck against Peyton Manning. New school versus old school, except old school is still pretty good. First postseason matchup between these two quarterbacks. It should be fun. Now to hoops. UTEP won big, and MSU opened its WAC conference slate against UMKC, and the Aggies continued its conference dominance. To the Pan Am Center we go. The Aggies have won their last 2 games, and you can make it 3. Remy Berry here with the easy lay-in. He'd have a game-high 15 points. The Aggies had a 33-14 lead at the half, and then it became the Pascal Siakam show, and no one on UMKC had a ticket, getting his own rebound right there. And then one more time.